house, I tumble down for me and then me call. I said, 911, hello, wanna call me there, please.
What's your emergency?
Right. Hey everyone.
Hi guys.
Can you believe we're at
back.
episode 10, Kadeem?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Like it's been that long.
Yeah, for real.
But
You never did feel like it.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Episode 10, enough episodes, you know.
It is. And with the drop little shenanigans in between.
True.
But anyway,
Wow.
hey guys, welcome back to another episode of
Let's talk
about
it. Yes.
This is the final episode in season 1 of LTAI, and we'll be back later on in the year with season 2. Anywho, Kadeem, what do you want to talk about today?
I'm going to talk about friendship matters.
Friendship matters.
Meaning,
hello, man. You touch
things,
people, you know.
Meaning things that matter in friendship, like the different things were important in a friendship, the different elements of friendship.
Sure.
Yeah. The one that kind of very important, I think.
But I think it's also going to be a very raw conversation.
Of course. So, as you say, we might touch some people can, we don't know.
Right? You might touch your can.
let me look if me have no can. Me not see no can on my foot.
We can do that, yeah. Friendship matters. So, but before we even start that, I mean, what do you define as a friend?
All right. Maybe going right now. Maybe talk about it.
What do you say?
I mean, everybody might have a different definition because it's very personal. Yeah. And I think a friend is somebody who is, let's start with describing the person as close in relationship, close in terms of support, understanding, knowing each other. There's a very thin line between a friend and a partner, because I personally believe, I mean, that's a different topic, but I personally believe that if you're going to have a partner, you have to have that person as a friend first. So you have to understand the person's love language, know the person, their nuances. There's some personal things, of course, that you would know about the individual. Somebody who you can love, I want to say unconditionally, right? Because
you know what I like to say? Somebody who you can love irregardless of. That not even regardless. Me and Carl just talk about this for the new year.
Let me say, all right, process that, Kadeem. Regardless of, right?
Regardless of. Big up me. Right. Walking. All right, go on, cards.
Right. So I think that the person should be somebody who you can trust, who is dependable. And those are things that we can go into more details in terms of how you define trust, how you define dependable. Somebody who is just really supportive, and somebody who can tell you, like how you called the word wrong a while ago, I was quick to jump in and say, regardless. not irregardless.
That's right.
And I think that a person should be someone who is comfortable in their own skin and comfortable around you, to be able to know that, okay, they have these flaws, and not afraid to share or show, that side of them. Somebody who is not afraid to be vulnerable around you. Yeah, those are a few things.
A few. All right. I guess I second everything that you just said, most of what you said. A friendship or a friend, of course, has to be someone who is honest, who is truthful with you and themselves, somebody who trusts you. Also think a friend is someone who shows support. And of course, support looks differently at different times, right? So I definitely think friendship is an action word. That's,
Ah,
yeah,
said beautifully.
yeah,
It
friendship
is.
is an action word. So, in terms of the support, I'm heavy on the support piece, right? And the support looks differently for different people. The support can be just a text, hey, how you doing? And the support can
Different
be
levels.
different levels to it, right? There are
Mm-hmm.
different levels to it. When you assess your friends or think about who is your friend, think about the person where you never have a doubt whether or not they have your back. You have some friends where you're a friend, but in certain situation, you would never call that person, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So
So you have these
that's like an
circles,
me don't know, acquaintance, associate, me don't know how you want to define it. But
right?
that a true friend? In my book, no.
So you have the circles, you have the small circle, and you
Like
have
an
people that
onion,
you
right?
put
It's layered.
layered. You have the
Yeah.
people who in the bigger circle and then the
Mhm.
bigger one, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
have the one who go around the earth, big like the ring around the earth, right? Way out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, of course.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I think friendship is an action word, and I think a friend has to show you that they can be a friend, but you also have to
definitely.
be aware of making sure that your friendship is also being felt, if that makes sense. You know what I
Of
mean?
course, because it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street.
Exactly, exactly.
You have to really ensure that whatever you're, well, hmm, talking about expectations now,
Mhm.
because in this relationship called friendship,
Mhm.
you have to set expectations. There are boundaries as well.
Of course.
And each person has to know what those expectations and boundaries are, because that's how you're going to ensure that, mash people can, and, that's how you grow and build in
But
your
sometimes much people can't is essential.
true, but that's how you determine the level of the friendship as well, the type
That's
of
true.
friendship that
That's
it
true.
is.
That's
So
true. That's
if
true.
can mash, adjust so.
Right. And I think also it's not just the supporting piece, but also I feel like your friend needs to be a driving factor for you. At least that's important to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, on days when I'm down or
Mm-hmm.
I'm uncertain or indecisive about something,
Mm-hmm.
my friend needs to be not necessarily, and I'm not saying put the onus on somebody else, like your
Mm-hmm.
happiness and thing are your responsibility. We already know
Mm-hmm.
that, but
Mm-hmm.
God gave us people in our lives, or there are people and family. There's a network in our lives for a reason, right?
Support system,
A
correct.
support system, a whole support
Correct.
system, right?
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like a friend should also push you, to make yourself better. So you're
Or
not
pull
gonna
you.
just clap
Push
me and
or pull.
support me where I am, but you're also gonna nudge me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can go a little further.
And you said
Why
push, but
don't
I
we?
like to use the word pull as well, because you might be in a better place in that particular situation or moment, and it means that I need to pull you up to where I am.
Funny enough, I had a conversation in my head one time because I have a friend who, of course, didn't get to finish university like the rest of us or something. And sometimes people will look at you and be like, why are you still friends with this person?
Mm,
Why, this person, some people might look at them as not in your league, your space, your
right.
class. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to be the one where pull that person up, just like you said, right?
Correct. Correct.
You have to be the
Correct.
one where pull your friend up. And then sometimes too, like me hear people say, some people are friend for a season or whatever. That is true, but sometimes I don't necessarily think that is something bad.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's
Because
not. No, no, no,
I've
no, no,
heard
no.
people go,
It's not.
am I just friend for this season or that season? I'm like, I mean,
Look, everybody comes into your life for
mhm,
a reason
right,
and a season. Some persons are there for a lifetime. You
right.
you, you remember what Medea said? That you
What
treat
you
so like those friendships, you treat them like it's like a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Some are leaves, and some
Mm-hmm.
are branches, and
Mm-hmm.
some are the roots. So the
Ah,
leaves, if the season changes, them blow off and them gone. And the branches are a little bit more steady, but
yeah.
they are still breakable. But the
Mm-hmm.
roots will always
Always
be
be
there.
there.
I'll never
While
forget
you're
that.
nourishing the
So you
plant. That's
really
true.
have those people at those different levels in your life. And
Yeah.
as I said, some are just there for a season. You learn from them. When the
Right.
season change, you move on.
But then I'm also thinking in terms of season, right? You know, just like how we have winter, summer, spring,
Mm-hmm.
fall,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
So like you did that struggle to find the season then. But
That
it's all
many
right,
that
man.
try remember, it made it say autumn already if it say fall again.
But it's
That
cool. It's
Jamaica
cool.
one or two season. Anyways,
Right.
but what I'm saying is sometimes you have some friends who, so for example, I have some friends who are very entrepreneurial, right? And we do communicate, decently often. But then when I'm in the midst of starting something or doing something, those are the people who feed me. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And then I have
Right.
some friends too, where when all else I tumble down for me and then me call. I said 911, hello, wanna call me there, please
What's
call.
your emergency?
Right. You understand? So not
Yeah.
just like some friends come for 2022 and 2020 and then, them dissipate and gone. But then there are also those lifelong friendships with
Mm-hmm.
friends who are also seasonal in between, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Of course. That's exactly how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the trouble that people get in is when they mix those up. When
Ah,
they mix those up, and sometimes you have the root friends who did it from day one, backbone, and then you have some of the seasonal friends that come in, and then it's like you mix those up and try to define them as root friends when they're not root friends. And then something happens and they're supposed to move on. And you try hold on upon
think I've been
them.
right this so.
Feel like no, I'm breach.
I've been right this so cause so wait to know. So
Mm-hmm.
let's bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
I know if no kind of go mash out there. But let's base it on our lives. For example, I met you when we were in college, right? And I
Correct.
have friends that I was friends with from high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or from primary school, whatever the case is, long before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but based on what you just said, right? Me can't
Mm-hmm.
have root friends afterwards. Me can't add root friends.
Of course. No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Remember, so there's always
You
new
just said day
growth.
one, cause some people that they are day one. You
Oh,
know, some day watch something the other day and the guy say, I don't remember maybe a triple X. Triple X if I you don't sit near me. Don't copyright me. In the online. But anyways, I saw him say something and he was like, your poor friends can't always be your rich friends either. I'm gonna say, hmm, hmm.
hmm.
And he's not saying that when you're rich, if you switch up on your friends. And just
Ah.
like some of those people now understand your new conditions and your new way of thinking. You understand? So I feel like just the way how you grow, I saw we have to go switch up the tree sometime.
And it's not even so. Look, so sometimes because new roots will form,
Right.
new roots
Right.
can
That's
form in a
true. That's
tree,
true.
and
Yeah.
so
And spread out. Yeah.
and spread out,
Yeah.
and you grow. And but some of the branches and the leaves will break off, and them gone. They're not gonna
Yeah.
come
That's
back.
true. That's true. They've decayed.
Gone, gone, gone.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, you can get new root friends
Right.
along the journey as you grow.
Mhm.
Some of the
Right.
people who would have as I say, your poor friends can be your rich friends.
Mhm.
Some of them, not everybody can come with you on the journey.
True.
Not everybody can come with you on the journey. And as you said, not
Everybody
not
never think
everybody
that.
now go understand the new mindset, the new condition. Some people go say, "Oh, you're rich and switch," and it's not a matter of rich and switch.
Mhm.
The whole idea of you getting to this new level is because you shifted your mindset. Now, if
Right.
you have a friend who is not able to shift with that mindset as well,
Right.
then you clearly you were for that season. and
Right.
that
Right.
mindset. And if you're not able to come with me to this one, then you're gonna get left behind. I just say go.
Indeed.
Jump on the bus or come off.
Yeah. Or hop off of my fender.
Hop off, yes. Left off right.
And there are also some friendship do's and don'ts because
Mhm.
remember, in every single relationship, whether your work relationship, your intimate relationships, your friendships, there has to be some
Boundaries.
sort of boundaries. Boundaries have to exist everywhere.
Correct.
Boundaries is the way our society works. They're called norms and they're called laws. You understand?
Correct.
That's just the way how
Correct.
society works. And
We just define them differently.
we just define them differently. But then
Hmm.
we actually need to think about them in our own relationships that we govern. So,
Correct.
do you have any do's and don'ts, please?
Yeah, I do.
What me can do?
Lie to me.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, don't lie to me.
Okay.
And that's just I think that the level of our friendship, as root friends, I just think that honesty, once we're honest about everything, we're
Mm-hmm.
good. We're good. We can get through anything.
Right. And lying to me is like a two-edged sword, right? Me, I gotta start looking at you funny. Cause me, I gotta start assess your character and say, but wait, you're not who I thought you were. And then I'm also gonna look at it as, but you don't trust me, or what kind of relationship we have,
To tell you
obviously.
the truth about
Yeah,
something, exactly. And then everything
yeah,
will come out of my mouth now, you go to wonder, I
yeah,
wonder.
yeah.
Yeah, me can't do
Them get
that.
too much stress.
Sorry. Too
Moving
much
on.
stress.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's an important one for me too. Don't lie to me. If something negative is happening, and even though you want to give me the pep talk or you've been giving me the pep talk, I'm still sit down in the situation. Don't take it to social media. Social media, even though the people them not gonna know say me I gonna know say me.
Right.
Feel that way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Me I gonna feel that
True.
way.
True. Yeah. Me not support that.
Regardless.
Reg-
But yeah, so that's a don't for me. Yes.
If you're going to resort to social media to voice something
Mhm.
mm, that is supposed to be intimate and personal between you and your
Right.
friend,
Right.
then you never had any sort of respect or regard for the friendship in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I also think as friends, you remember that word? I think that is my word for the year, grace. I think also one of the things that we have
Mm-hmm.
to acknowledge is that our friend also grew up in a whole different environment from us, have a
Mm-hmm.
whole different perspective on life and things. And then we also, when we friend make the mistake, it will come right back to the trust factor and the honesty, right? The honesty
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
separate from the trust. So when our friend makes a mistake, we need to be able to honestly sit down with friend and be like, you shouldn't did do that. That
Right.
was messed
Right.
up. Because
Right.
unfortunately, even if you're your bestest friend in the whole wide world, me can't read your mind, right?
True. True.
And so you
Exactly.
have to go sit me down and say, look, that was messed up, man.
And that's I
Yeah.
think, not that I'm a psychologist or anything, but I think that that's probably the root of a lot of friendships
Yeah.
breaking up, and
Yeah.
because people think that you're my friend, you're
You're
supposed to
supposed to know
know.
that.
You're
People said that
supposed
them said that,
no.
say you did for know that. You're my friend. You did for know that. No,
While there are some things that I would probably, yes, know or should know that
mm-hmm.
this is your typical behavior.
Right.
But in a particular situation, if I didn't read up that as what it should have been, then you
Right.
can't necessarily blame me because I'm not a
Right.
mind
Right.
reader.
And plus, if and then the next thing sometimes you repeat the behavior, cause friend never said nothing. Friend not sit down with you honestly and say, friend,
Mm-hmm.
let's not do that. And
Mm-hmm.
then guess what? That's gonna help you analyze who are your real friend again. Because when you sit down
Mm-hmm.
with your friend and go, friend, that's messed up, me feel like
Mm-hmm.
either your friend and go, I'm sorry, like yeah, no looking at it, or now that you've told me, and then we move
Mm-hmm.
on. But some of them repeat
Mm-hmm.
the same behavior, and that tells you exactly who they are.
Exactly. you
moving.
see, communication is so important,
It
important
is
in any
all
relationship, of
around.
course, but friendships really you have to say how you feel about things,
Right.
so the other person knows, okay. Because, for example, you and I have been friends for years.
Mm-hmm.
We live in two different geographical spaces, two different
Yeah,
environments. We have two different lives altogether.
we do.
So our environment or situation or circumstances are different, and we are
Right.
growing in different ways.
Right.
So we may be changing in different ways as well. So you're not gonna necessarily know if I still like something or I
Right.
don't like something
Right.
anymore,
Right.
or if I have a different perspective
Right.
on something, unless we talk about it.
Right. Right. And people
So
change, right?
people change in our growth stages with our friends, because our friends, if they are coming with you on that growth journey, then the communication would allow them to know what's
Mhm.
happening with you,
Yeah.
and then they will be able to adjust accordingly. Before me make it the adjustment part of things, you
Yeah.
see, if you're growing and a friend is not willing to adjust with you, not change
Ooh.
themselves, but adjust with you based on the changes that you are experiencing in your life, them a leaf. Them a leaf. Them is leaf. Dry up leaf.
Yep, yep,
Dry
yep.
up
So I
leaf.
think that's a big old do in friendship, huh? Communicate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Definitely communicate.
Definitely.
And another do is assess your friendships. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I
I think
think
so.
I think another do for me in friendship that's very important to me. I think that you should treat your friends. Want me to tell you why? Life too short. You have to make people who are around you, who you love, who cherish you, support you, who you actually value, and
Mm-hmm.
in ways where you can show them, say you value them and you care about them.
Mm-hmm.
Show it to them.
Which brings you back to the love language argument I brought up earlier.
Yes. Yeah.
Know your friend's love language
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Treat them
use
right.
that. Use that. Chrissy said that friendship is an action word. Know the love language and do the do.
Yeah. 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 Life too short, man. Life is
Yeah,
too short. Too short. Too short. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what's up. So, anyways, in wrapping up, so let's just talk about what friends should be. So, who wanna go first? Jerome. Jerome, I go first, people. He said them to be nice and honorable. Hear from the 9 year old, the
agreed.
child shall lead them.
Agreed, Jerome. Friends should be trustworthy,
And I think friends should be honest,
supportive.
compassionate,
And I think this one covers maybe everything unconditional.
unconditionally respectful.
Pop, pop.
Radam!
Right. Right up. Yeah, I
Boy.
think unconditional is really it really is a foundation of the relationship.
Awesome.
I
Well,
think we need to do a part two of
you know, I said
this.
that's a good idea.
This needs a part
We should do
two.
a part two. A part two in
In
season.
season two.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all. So y'all catch the part two in season two where we're gonna elaborate on some of these things. We're looking forward to our vibes in season two. We're gonna change something
Yes,
a little bit. In season two, we have guests lined up for you guys. You'll be seeing more of our faces. We might add in some bloopers and some extra little things, but most importantly, so far along this journey, it's been great. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching us,
thank
letting
you.
us into your space. We appreciate your time. We just want you to know that we really, 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 and truly appreciate you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell the other friend.
Correct.
And
Hit the
before we wrap,
notification.
oh yeah,
Yes. Hit the
hit the
notification bell.
notification bell, ding.
Yes.
And before we wrap it up, Kadeem, our Jamaican proverb for today is
Good friend, better than pocket money.
That's it right there. So that's a wrap on this
Period.
one, guys. Period. Thank you for joining us as always.
Thank
Love and love
you.
alone. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. We just get started. We're just getting
Yes,
started.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, definitely.
Anyways, remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If there are any topics that you'd like us to talk about in season 2, drop them, make we know. Tell
In
us
the
any,
comments.
critique us. We want to know what you liked about season
Yeah, we
1.
really want the feedback.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But in the
Or
meantime,
send us a DM as well if you don't want to leave a comment on the video.
we have all of
Go
the
on
social name.
IG, leave a DM, tell us what you want to hear us talk about. Give us the feedback on what you didn't like, what you liked most about season 1. And
Yes.
let's make season 2 even greater.
That's right. That's right. Thank you a million. We just started this as friends. It's a project that we're working on, and we're growing with each other, and you're growing with us. Learning from
By
our
the way, quickly, we want some root subscribers so that when we reach the
Yeah,
1 million, we know someone did it from day one and
right,
I
right.
support
When
we
the
and
leaves them pop up. But
yeah.
anyways, pick up on yourself. In the words of Kadeem,
What good?
one love, big up on yourself. Y'all